Imagine a man who looks like he has everything: successful business, beautiful wife, family, kids, a nice house. People respect him. People admire him. People look at his life and think he's doing great. But what nobody sees is what's happening when he's alone: the anxiety, the stress, the loneliness, the constant pressure, the feeling that he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, the thoughts he can't shut off, the emptiness he can't explain, the exhaustion he cannot seem to escape. And every night when the world goes quiet, he turns to the same thing he's been turning to for years. And it's not because it's horny. It's not because he wants sex, but because for a few minutes it makes everything disappear. The pressure, the stress, the fear, the overwhelm, the loneliness, the shame, the anxiety. For a few moments he feels relief. Then the screen goes dark. Reality comes back. And now he has something new to carry: more shame, more guilt, more frustration, more disappointment, more self-hatred. And he tells himself the same thing he's been telling himself for years: tomorrow will be different. But tomorrow comes and the cycle repeats over and over and over again. And what most men never realize is the thing that they're using to escape their mental health struggles may actually be making them worse. You see, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think this conversation is long overdue. Because right now, millions of men are struggling. They're anxious, they're depressed, they're lonely, they're burned out, they're feeling overwhelmed. And many of them are suffering in complete silence. And what makes it even worse is most men are treating the symptoms while ignoring one of the biggest contributors: pornography. Now, before we go any further, let me be clear: mental health is real. Depression is real, anxiety is real, trauma is real, loss is real, stress is real. And I'm not here to tell you that every mental health challenge is caused by porn, because that would not be true. But after coaching thousands of men, I've seen the same pattern over and over again. Porn acts like gasoline on the fire. Anxiety gets worse, depression gets deeper, loneliness gets heavier, confidence goes weaker. And the man becomes increasingly disconnected from God and who he created him to be. So today I want to talk about that, because if you're going to spend an entire month discussing men's mental health, we need to start the conversation most men are afraid to have. The conversation about porn, the conversation about shame, the conversation about isolation, the conversation about the hidden habits that are quietly destroying men's minds. And if you're listening right now, I want you to listen through the lens, not through the lens of judgment. I want you to listen through the lens of curiosity. Because if you've been struggling with anxiety, depression, brain fog, low motivation, low confidence, or feeling being disconnected from your life, there's a chance that pornography is playing a much larger role than possibly you've ever considered. You see, one of the biggest lies men have been sold is that strength means silence. That if you're struggling, keep it to yourself. Handle it, figure it out, push through, don't burden anybody. Don't let them see you sweat. Don't let them see you hurting. The problem is what's buried alive never stays buried. It leaks into your marriage, into your parenting, into your business, into your faith, into your leadership, and into your health. And that's exactly what we're seeing today. We're watching successful men fall apart privately while maintaining appearances publicly. Men who run companies, lead teams, manage millions of dollars, yet feel completely overwhelmed when they're alone with their own thoughts. Men who can solve everyone else's problems but cannot seem to solve their own. Men who look successful from the outside yet feel trapped on the inside. Because men don't know how to talk about pain, they usually learn how to escape it. Some escape it through work. Some escape it through alcohol. Some through food. Some through social media. And millions of men escape it through pornography. It's not because they're weak. It's not because they're bad. It's not because they're perverted. But because pornography offers something every struggling man is looking for: relief. The problem is relief is not healing. And that's where everything starts to break down. One of the biggest misconceptions about porn addiction is believing it's primarily about sex. It's not. Most men aren't running toward porn. They're running away from something else: stress, pressure, loneliness, fear, shame, rejection, failure, uncertainty, emotional pain. Porn becomes a coping mechanism, a distraction, an anesthetic, a way to temporarily escape reality. Because it works for a few minutes, the brain keeps coming back. And that's where the mental health consequences begin showing up, not all at once, but slowly, quietly, over months, years, sometimes decades. And that's what I want to unpack next. The 10 ways pornography is quietly destroying men's mental health. Now that we've established the connection between men's mental health and the coping mechanisms men use to escape porn, let's talk about what porn is actually doing beneath the surface. Because most men think the biggest consequence of porn is what happens in the bedroom. It's not. The biggest damage done is between your ears, in your mind, in your emotions, in your identity. And for many men, these effects have been building for years without them ever even realizing it. Number one is porn increases anxiety. See, most men think porn helps them relapse. For a few minutes, it feels like it does. You have a stressful day, you're overwhelmed, you're carrying pressure from work, pressure from your marriage, pressure from finances, pressure from life. So you turn to porn, you get a dopamine spike. You temporarily feel relief. But here's the problem. Relief is not the same thing as healing. Relief is not the same thing as solving the problem. That stress remains, that pressure remains, that anxiety remains, simply waiting for you on the other side of the screen. In fact, studies have found meaningful associations between problematic porn use and anxiety symptoms, particularly when pornography becomes a primary coping mechanism for emotional distress. I've seen this repeatedly in men in our community. They join thinking anxiety is the problem. But when they start pulling back the layers, we discover they spent years training themselves to escape every uncomfortable feeling. Stress, escape. Fear, escape. Conflict, escape. Overwhelm, escape. Eventually, the brain learns, I can't handle discomfort. And that's where anxiety begins to grow. The habits you've been using to escape anxiety may actually be teaching your brain to become more anxious. Number two here is porn fuels depression. One of the common messages I receive from men sounds something like this: Frank, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel numb. They're not sad, they're not emotional, just numb. Nothing excites them anymore. Nothing motivates them anymore. Nothing feels meaningful anymore. The reality is that porn delivers massive stimulation, but stimulation is not fulfillment. Pleasure is not purpose. Porn gives the brain an artificial reward without requiring growth, contribution, connection, or achievement. And over time, real life starts feeling flat. Researchers have found consistent links between problematic porn use and depressive symptoms, especially in men using porn to cope with emotional pain. I've coached men with successful businesses, beautiful families, financial success, yet they feel completely empty. Because fulfillment doesn't come from dopamine, it comes from purpose, meaning, connection, service, faith. Porn gives a man pleasure without purpose, and eventually that becomes a lonely place to live. Number three here is porn creates chronic shame. This may be one of the most destructive effects of them all because shame attacks identity. Most men aren't struggling with pornography, they're struggling with secrecy. They're struggling with their wife, their pastor. They're hiding it from their wife, their pastor, their friends, their children, sometimes even themselves. Every relapse enforces the same story. What's wrong with me? Why can't I stop? Why and when will I ever change? I know this feeling personally because for more than 20 years I lived it. I built businesses, achieved goals, looked successful on the outside, yet privately carried a secret that was slowly eating me alive. The shame eventually became heavier than the addiction itself. You can only carry a secret for so long before the secret starts carrying you. Number four is porn increases isolation. One of the strongest patterns researchers continue to find in the relationship between loneliness and problematic porn use. Studies have shown that loneliness, emotional disconnection, and pornography use often reinforce one another in a destructive cycle. Think about that. The more lonely a man becomes, the more likely he is to use porn. The more porn he uses, the more isolated he becomes. I lost count of how many men joined our program and told me, Frank, you're the first person I've ever told. Not their wife, not their pastor, not their best friend, nobody. Some carry this secret for 10 years, 20, even longer. The opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's going to be connection. Number five is porn destroys self-confidence. Most men think confidence comes from success. It doesn't. Confidence comes from self-trust. Self-trust comes from keeping your word. Every addicted man understands this. He says, this is the last time, then he relapses. I mean it this time, then he relapses. Eventually something breaks, not the streak, but the trust in himself. That's when his confidence begins disappearing. That's when his self-respect begins disappearing. That's when his leadership is gone and disappeared. The fastest way to lose confidence is to repeatedly violate your own standards. Number 6, porn creates brain fog. This one gets men's attention immediately because so many men feel mentally exhausted. They cannot focus. They struggle to concentrate. Their motivation is gone. Their drive feels weaker than it used to be. Many men describe this as walking through life with a cloud hanging over their brain. Researchers studying problematic porn use frequently note that issues related to concentration, motivation, and reward system dysregulation. Most men think they need more caffeine, a better supplement, another productivity hack, when they often need is less stimulation. When his brain is addicted to constant novelty, normal life starts feeling boring. Number 7 here is porn weakens emotional resilience. This is a huge one because most men were never taught how to process emotions. They were taught how to suppress them. So when stress shows up, they escape. When rejection shows up, they escape. When fear shows up, they escape. When sadness shows up, simple, escape. Research increasingly shows that difficulties with emotional regulation are strongly associated with problematic porn use. The strongest men aren't the men who never feel pain. They're the men who can sit in pain without running from it. But the truth is, you don't become stronger by avoiding hard emotions. You become stronger by learning how to carry them. Number 8 here is porn increases social anxiety. Porn requires nothing from a man. No courage, no vulnerability, no communication, no risk, no rejection. But real relationships require all of those. And over time, fantasy becomes easier than reality. One of our clients could confidently walk into a boardroom and speak in front of 50 people, but he couldn't initiate intimacy with his wife. He couldn't hold difficult conversations. He couldn't be emotionally vulnerable. That wasn't a communication problem. It was years of conditioning towards fantasy instead of connection. The less connected a man becomes with real people, the more disconnected he comes from himself. Number 9 here is porn creates an identity crisis. This is where the mental health conversation becomes deeply personal because most men know exactly who they want to be. A strong husband, a present father, a leader, a man of integrity, a strong man of faith. Yet every relapse feels like evidence that they're becoming someone else. That conflict over time becomes exhausting, and every day they're forced to live between two identities. The man they know they become and the man they're staring back at them in the mirror. The most exhausting battle in life is becoming someone you know you're not. Number 10 is porn creates hopelessness. This is the most dangerous effect of them all because hopeless men stop fighting. Many men have tried everything: willpower, accountability, apps, courses, prayers, books, yet they still feel stuck. And even after enough failures, they begin believing a lie. Maybe this is just who I am. That belief destroys more than pornography itself because the moment a man loses hope, he loses his reasons to change. Hopelessness is often the final stage of addiction, and hope is where freedom begins. Now, here's the part that nobody talks about, and here's what I've discovered after coaching thousands of men. Porn rarely creates the original wound, but it almost always prevents healing. Think about that. The loneliness, the insecurity, the trauma, the rejection, the stress, the fear, the pain. Porn didn't necessarily create those things. But every time you use porn to avoid it, guarantee you'll never heal it. Because healing requires feeling, healing requires honesty, healing requires facing reality, and porn allows men to avoid reality indefinitely. But this is where hope can enter the story because the goal isn't simply quitting porn. The goal is becoming mentally healthy again. The goal is becoming whole. The goal is rebuilding the man who leads, the man who loves, the man who serves, the man who keeps his word, the man who is finally present, the man God created him to be. That begins with bringing the struggle into light, joining a brotherhood, healing root causes, learning emotional resilience, rebuilding your relationship with God, taking care of your physical health, developing purpose, creating accountability, building self-trust, and most importantly, adopting a new identity. Not an addict trying to quit, but a man rebuilding himself. And as we're in the middle of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, if you want to remember this, you are not weak because you're struggling. You are not broken because you're hurting. And you're not beyond help because you failed. But you cannot heal what you continue to hide. And for many men, the breakthrough begins when they finally tell the truth about the role porn is playing in their life. Because sometimes the thing you've been using to escape your suffering is the very thing keeping you trapped inside of it. Now, if today's episode resonated with you, I want to give you the exact framework that's helped me break free 20 years of porn addiction and has also helped 1,800 other men successfully walk in freedom. It's my brand new book called The Porn Free Man. Inside, we walk you through why the real reason most men stay stuck, the identity shift used to create lasting freedom, and the framework we've used to help thousands of men rebuild their lives. If you go to therebuiltman.com/porn free or click the link down in the show notes below, you can download your copy today. And if today's episode helped you, send you to another man. Because there are a lot of men suffering in silence right now. And maybe this is the conversation to finally help them break through. Visit www.therebuiltman.com/porn free or click the link down in the show notes below to get your copy of the book today. And brother, we look forward to seeing you on the inside.